Little children are the best exhibitors of this kind of faith. Mark chapter 10, verses 13 to 15. People were bringing little children to Jesus to have him touch them, but the disciples rebuked them. And when Jesus saw this, he was indignant, and he said to them, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these." Some years ago, Linda and I went to Killarney. Linda was attending a women's thing with Kristen in Killarney, and little Lauren was about 4 years of age at that time. So Kristen said, Dad, you're in charge of Lauren. What you could do, she said this afternoon while we're at that meeting, is you can take her to the Shamrock Center. And she said there's free skating in the morning and also in the afternoon. And so that morning, we skated. Just her and me. There was nobody else on the ice, just her and me. And we had a wonderful time together. So as we were leaving the Shamrock Center, I asked at the office, I said, could we come back and skate in the afternoon? Because Linda and Kristen were gone for the whole day. And the gal at the desk said, you can try and come back after lunch, but I need to tell you that sticks and pucks get the priority. Now, sticks and pucks is their way of saying if somebody shows up, wants to play hockey, they can use their hockey stick, and then no puck skating. They get the priority. And so we went home for lunch, Lauren and I, and made her a sandwich. And then we were hoping to come back in the afternoon and be able to skate if there was no kids playing hockey. So we were driving back into town after lunch, and as Lauren was sitting in the back of the van, she said to me, "Grandpa, I hope there will be no sticks and pucks this afternoon so we can skate." And I said, "I hope so too, Lauren." But all of a sudden, just out of the blue, she said, "I'm going to pray." And sitting there in the back seat in her car seat, little Lauren prayed, "Dear Jesus, I pray there will be no sticks and pucks this afternoon so Grandpa and I can go skating." Well, when I listened to that, I had conflicting emotions. Part of me was thrilled my little granddaughter would think of taking something like this, like skating, to God in prayer. And I was just thrilled. But then the other conflicting emotion was, what if that prayer of hers so sincerely prayed isn't answered? I was so scared. Well, we came into town, we drove into the Shamrock Center, and as we entered the lobby, my heart sank. I could hear yelling and shouting. I could hear the sound of the sticks hitting the ice and the pucks hitting the boards. And I thought, oh no. And I went to the office, and the lady said, "Oh, that's the local Hutterite Colony School on the ice. They'll be done in 10 minutes. Well, we went into the change room. Lauren and I put on our skates. And as we finished and walked out, I looked and saw the ice was totally clear. Kids had all gotten off. And I said, "Look, Lauren, sticks and pucks. God answered your prayers." She looked at me as if to say, "Well, what'd you expect?" The faith of a child.